Explaining the streets of gold and the pearly gates. Well, if you got pearls, you got an ocean and you got a clam. So the sunset, that is the shine across the ocean, making the street of gold, well, voila, there's your street of gold. You pick the ocean or you pick the volcano, it's your choice. You have so many universal, galactic, cosmic hours to do it in. The liquid fire or the water? That's basically the boiled down choice. Either one's going to boil. Yeah, either one's going to boil. Pretty much. The lake of fire being the volcano. The streets of gold being the streak of sunset light. Across the ocean water. The street of gold. Take your choice. Take your pick. Me personally, I've walked both. When in my mind, I jumped into the ocean in 2012 and asked a shark to eat me. I actually felt its teeth. It felt much like, well, you know how you cut yourself with step on a piece of glass, or all of a sudden you do an accident and cut yourself with a knife or something like that. It felt much like that, those teeth going into me, into my soul. The shark's teeth. And then I went swimming in my mind, in my soul, in Yellowstone Park. I mean, not Yellowstone Park, but the Yellowstone Lake of Fire. I went into it. And the reason why I went into the shark's mouth and into the volcano, following the rainbow jellyfish, when I went into the Lake of Fire of Yellowstone, I burnt in the flesh in 2012. Of which there's many videos that I have uploaded of the atmospheric burn, of which was still burning me from the volcano. Yet it did not hurt to the touch. To the atmosphere, it burned like hell. But to the touch, I felt no pain. No, to the touch, I felt no pain. But to the atmosphere, I mean, when the wind hit it, it hurt like flame. But I went through a lot of pain after jumping into that volcano. I went through hell, a living hell. I went through a hell not even an animal has been through. In fact, after swimming in the volcano, in my mind, I pulled that rainbow jellyfish over me that I seen in Fort Walton Beach, down the boardwalk. I was watching, it was Fort Walton Beach over on the boardwalk, Okaloosa Island, nearest the Crab Shack, the Crab Shack, and Howl at the Moon and the rest of them. But it was it's right over there in that area, over by the Gulfarium. But anyway, that's where I seen the rainbow jellyfish. that where I seen it, or was it over there at the park? It could have been over there at the park, off of Eglin Parkway, down there by the Gulf. I mean, not the Gulf, but the intersection over there by uh, right before you get onto Burke's Bridge. But that park there underneath there, you know, where you walk out onto that the boardwalk there. Yeah, I think, yeah, where you walk out into the boardwalk there, where all those jellyfish were. Well, me and Warren was there in 2007, and we seen this rainbow jellyfish. And that's the rainbow jellyfish that I pulled up over my soul to protect me in that volcano. Okay, to explain it more, I woke up from my sleep yelling, "Run, Kayla, cannibals!" And so when I'm screaming out for my daughter to run, that there was cannibals coming after her, and I had given my children back to the Creator by life, to keep them living and to keep them protected, and to keep them from being eaten or drank in any way. But to give them the dreams, let them be doctors, lawyers, you know, singers, even prospectors, whatever they wanted to be, you know. Just give them their dreams. But I had given them back to the Creator after they were taken away. I sit down and I prayed and I cried and everything. I was on DHS, government check, you know, AFDC. I didn't have the money to take care of them. I didn't have the toys to give the money to buy the toys to give to them and all this other stuff. So when they were taken away from me, when I was out helping Becky do her thing, I left Darlene to watch them. She left them alone. Well, when I came back, they were gone. Heidi O'Neill had told me, who was married to Charlie O'Neill, who had a daughter named Piggy, little Piggy, at the Willow Heights, had told me that, it doesn't matter. As I'm talking to you right now, it feels like someone attacking my bowels. I may have to go to the bathroom. But yeah, I'm not kidding. Someone is... It was a fart. But, no, as I'm talking to you right now about what happened, like I said, I sat down and I prayed to give back my kids after they were taken away. And whenever I had the dream, "Run, Kayla, cannibals." Well, guess what? Tammy Sue went on the warpath. Tammy Sue went to get the Creator that she gave her kids to. That's me. So I jumped into the water, the ocean, and I asked the shark to eat me. Then I dove into the volcano, Yellowstone, like a fire. And I burned in the flesh. And then I pulled the rainbow jellyfish over me to protect my soul. And from then on, I have been fighting cannibals ever since. After I did all that, then I had a dream that Chelsea was running away. Chelsea Wallace, on my Facebook, was running down this street, and she was limping and her leg was broke. Well, at DHS, my daughter Jamie, they had when they had taken her away, they'd put her into this foster care third grade teacher or whatever, kindergarten, third grade teacher or something like that. Kindergarten, I can't remember. I think it was third grade. But anyway, my daughter Jamie, while she was in her home, ended up with a fractured leg. The doctor had said that the foster home care had actually it was a deliberate fracture where she was at in the foster home. And so I went on the warpath about that as well. So in the future. But for some reason, when they were taken away, I let them go. They were taking her out of that foster home, so I felt that it was safe. Well, I guess you could say I let them go to get their dreams and everything. They may hate me, but you know what? They had better be them doctors. They had better be them lawyers. They had better be them singers. They had better be them prospectors, whatever they wanted to be. Whatever their dreams was as they was growing up, that had better have happened. Because I told the creator of creation that if I find out they've been hurt, eaten, or drank in any kind of way, that I would come for him and I would kill him. So that's when I'm hollering, yeah, run, Kayla, cannibals, out of my sleep, you know. My daughter, my next to youngest, she's my second youngest. Jamie's my first youngest, and Kayla is my second youngest. Wow. Well, to make a long story short, in my mind, I imagined the solar sun being the volcano that I dove into, so I reached out and I grabbed a fireball, right? I grabbed a fireball and I threw it at his head. And I made sure it connected in my mind with the Creator's head. Thus, I was hit with a fireball again in 2013. Thus I was hit in 2013. He was the one that told me to say that I was God and to transfer it into all things, even metal, with my mind. In other words, when I told him that my children were threatened after I'd given them to him, he came into me more or less, and that's what I've been working from. That's how I've been fighting the cannibals. That's how I know where they're at. That's how I know, wow, how can I explain it? I don't even want to upload this. I really don't. He told me to say, I am God! And to transfer it into all living things, all metals, all minerals, and all living people. He told me to make sure it goes through their veins, their hearts, and their flesh. And I did exactly that. And that's how I got the power that I have. That's how I met Lucifer. That is how I met Jesus Christ. And that is how I met God. Do you get my point? And that's how I met all these people using these fingers in these video games. That's how I can see them. She has very long hair. And her hair is a reddish color, and yet it is dyed. It is not real. She looks like the lady that does the food stamps up there in Fort Smith. A very long hair. She kind of resembles Shandy in a way. Her hair is kind of curly. It's kind of long. But it's more like a spiral kind of curl. She resembles Reba McEntire a lot, but she's not Reba McEntire. She is considered Rebo, who is doing things and blaming it on Reba, more or less. I shall keep this video to myself. I will not upload it. This is for my purposes alone. And yet I'll keep it on my phone. Anyway, this is Tammy Sue Stuff Will Be Met Birth. Royce by identification code only. Signing out. If anything is to happen to me and someone finds my phone in my death and it's laying in my blood, I ask you to upload this video. For I'm telling you, I will return before you in the flesh. And you will swear up and down you have seen a ghost. And yet here I am, in the flesh.